I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to.
What's up, Natsu? You're watching DarkStar. My name's Anthony. I'm joined by Federation. Hey, Chris, what's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
Today we're going to be watching Natsu versus Iceman.
That's your dude, man.
Yeah, he used to be.
That's your dude.
Yeah, he used to be. Man.
Dude of ice.
I'm actually torn here. I like Natsu a lot.
Natsu's a fire guy from fucking Fairy Tail, or not Fairy Tail, but
yeah, no, that's right. He's the main character from Fairy Tail. Yep. He's the guy that fought Ace. I don't know if you remember that, the fire battle,
yeah,
the actual death battle.
Yep.
And like I said in that video, and I don't think people took me seriously because I was trying, because in my opinion, Natsu can't hurt Ace in my opinion. So I think Ace would win that fight, even though obviously Natsu ended up winning. But I like Natsu way more than Ace. Isn't even close to as much as I like Natsu. I still at least have some level of respect for Iceman. He's an ice character. He's a Marvel. He's an Omega level mutant. That's all cool. But the way they treat him in the series, it just ends up being the case where it's just like he never stands out in a way that puts him into that echelon of ice characters that I feel like do actually get some level of respect from the writers and some level of, you know, reasonable progression and all that kind of stuff or whatever. So for that, he falls down. I think Natsu's probably my favorite character. I would actually go so far as to say this too, just real quick. You don't know this, but Gray is in Fairy Tail as well, and he's an ice-based character. I would say I like Gray more than Iceman, and he's in there or whatever. I think Natsu would still probably be my favorite character in Fairy Tail, although it's pretty close. So I am actually going to root for Natsu.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay on Natsu as well.
Damn, going against the Marvel bias for Natsu, dude.
Yeah, not an Iceman fan.
I feel you.
Not a fan of Bobby Drake.
I feel you.
I think the best thing he was ever in was the fucking Pete Holmes X-Men show. That was great, dude.
That was pretty good. Let's see. Oh, and this is to where I've seen, just full disclosure, to where I've seen in Fairy Tail, which is like the end of the second season, and there's 3 seasons, so they're currently on the last season. So I've seen about 2/3 of the show. And I think the 3rd season is actually a little bit shorter than the other seasons, so I've probably seen more like 70 to 80% of the total show. In my opinion, to where I am at in the show, Natsu's flames are not strong enough to beat what I understand Iceman to be capable of. At least at his peak. Iceman fucking jobs all the time, though, so if you wanted to look at feats of him getting defeated and stuff like that, maybe he would lose. But I do think that, based on my understanding of what Iceman should be capable of, he would be Natsu. Just based on the fact that he can fucking do so much crazy shit with the ice and the molecules in the air, and just fucking, I think one time like he ended up just like, he got like evaporated or whatever, or like vaporized, and then he just like used like the water in another person's body to like regenerate himself inside their body and shit like that. So like there's some crazy shit that he can do. But then again, he does have a weakness to fire to some extent, so Natsu's definitely got an advantage there. I just don't know if Natsu's flames are quite strong enough, but it might be a close battle either way, I'm not sure. But that's what I would say about that. But let's go ahead and jump into it. One thing I didn't think about though is that he fights Gray all the time, so he would actually be pretty well versed against people that use ice.
Yeah.
This villain is chillin'.
Give him the electricity. Gonna get him right here. Oh.
Yeah.
That's just too cool.
Jesus. Yeah, the outcome's not too surprising.
No.
Fuck that. I mean,
You just hit it yourself. Fucking Omega level mutant.
yeah, he's got
Pretty high up there in tier.
the endurance is the big thing too. Like even if he directly hit him with one of those fire things or whatever, or electricity, it shouldn't do anything to him. Especially when they had him in the ice form the whole fight. I was like, I mean, even if you like cut him in half, like that's actually not like a thing that like bothers like Iceman from the idea of it or whatever. So like I was just like, I'm not really sure how they're gonna animate this. I thought when he was doing the fire thing, I thought what they were gonna do is basically just have the fire go over him and vaporize him, and they were just gonna be like, okay, that's it or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, that's how they're gonna do it. But obviously they ended up not doing it like that. So yeah, one of so like I said, Natsu would get an advantage from the whole he fights Gray all the time, like they're buddies and like rivals, basically equals, so they fight each other all the time, the whole fire and ice thing or whatever. So he would be well versed against that. The other thing though is that Natsu's like famous like big thing is that he always like he can eat fire, which like recharges himself basically. And his big thing is he does that in a lot of his fights, and then he gets charged up, and then he goes and fucking finishes the battle because he gets charged up into dead or whatever. So the other big thing that's going against Natsu is once he runs out of magic, if he can't eat fire, he's literally out, and he's basically just a regular human being level of strength, which obviously he would run out of magic quicker than Iceman. So as long as Iceman can survive the first 5 to 10 minutes of any battle that they're fighting, he would probably end up winning because they run out of magic fucking quick for some reason. It's crazy sometimes. But alright.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out our Patreon for early access, or if you want to see reactions to all of these anime and more. Thank you, of course, to all our patrons listed here, and a special thanks to these 10 individuals who have contributed the most. You guys are awesome, and we are humbled by your dedication in supporting us throughout our journey. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, and if you want to see more, please consider subscribing. We post several reaction videos every single week, and we hope to see our community grow as we do. Until next time, stay bright. We'll catch you on the dark side.